All right. Good evening, Rahim and Zoe, and thank
Good
you very
evening.
much for contacting our online mediation center. So I'm going to step out of the online mediation room, and Tom, take it from there.
Thank you, Giuseppe. Hello, Rahim and Zoe.
Hi, Tom.
I know each other very well, but you haven't met me. So what I'd like to do is take just a few minutes and explain who I am and a little bit about mediation, and then we'll spend some time talking about your case. Are we ready to proceed?
Indeed.
Okay. Why don't we just start with a brief statement again, while we're all in this room together, first from Zoe, then from Rahim, about the issue that brings you to mediation today. Zoe, would you like to start?
Yes, thank you so much, Tom. Rahim and I were students together at the university, and we started our business 10 years ago. During the first 8 years, our business was not very successful. So 3 months ago, we won a $10 million project for the City of London. Some city officials have already told Rahim and me that if we can deliver that first project on time and within budget, we could probably get 5 more bigger projects worth more than $50 million.
Wow, very exciting. Yeah. Have you anything else to offer now, Zoe, or can we hear from Rahim?
Could hear from Rahim now, yes.
Rahim, it's like great success. Why don't you share with us what you'd like to know?
Well, look, and what Zoe has said is correct. We were in a business that was going nowhere. We were just, we were paying the expenses of the studio, and then we saw this RFP come in for potential tendering. Like Zoe said, we've been given the hint that if we can do well on this one, we probably will get another 5 contracts at least worth $10 million each. I don't know what else to really add at the moment, but to say, look, I think we've realized we've both grown apart as people to a certain extent.
With the permission of both of you, for me to have some private conversations now. Let me talk to Zoe first, privately. Let me ask you just a couple of questions about the firm. Do you know, in order to staff this $10 million project, how big the company is going to have to be in order to get this work done?
As we are a tiny architectural studio, we have to reorganize.
How do you feel about that?
For me, I feel very confused, as I can see that lots of money coming in to our studio, but I can feel that it's expanding too much. For me, and having 3 children, it would be ideal to be more conservative, more cautious, and take that profit from this big project and invest it in a bigger house and save some money for my children's studies, university studies. This is the main reason that we should come to you and online mediation in order to decide how we're gonna deal with this amount of money, because we share different values. I think that Rahim, you may not know, he's divorced and he's very ambitious. So he thinks that now it's the time to think big and reinvest most of the money to our company by hiring more architects and maybe move to new offices.
What do you think has changed that makes the operation of the business not as successful together?
I think it's just to do with perspective on life now. I suppose her perspective is big house, save money, kids got to go to college and stuff. I have no children. I'm divorced. and I'm really thinking about my career more than anything else. I'm not safe. I want to think about let's go big, and I've always been about being big. And had we grown steadily over the 8 years, that would have been different. But now we've kind of grown overnight. As much as we've grown apart, I got to tell you, and you know, I don't need to tell her this right now, but I know that we wouldn't have got this gig if it wasn't for her creativity. But at the same time, some of the investors have said to me, look, you know, if we come on board, we could be such big investors that we could really kind of edge her out slowly and kind of buy her down, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, I don't know. This is where I'm really confused. You know, do I want Zoe to have a role together in our company, or do I want it just to go separate ways? I don't know. I do know that without her, we wouldn't have got what we've got. Right? So it's a really tough one. It's
I think that it would be most helpful to keep talking.
I think this is very important for us to solve this as soon as possible. And this has been very, very useful as a tool for us to come together. And I think would be great if we could do this.
For the next meeting, I think the issues that we want to discuss is how to move forward as a team,
Mm-hmm.
How to look at potential partners,
Yes.
the role of each in selecting partners.
Indeed.
The big one is how to share the $1 million.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Recognition of past performance.
For sure.
Anything I'm missing?
The company strategy for the next years.
And that we're including how each of your roles looks going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. May I add something else, Tom?
Yes.
The financial risks that we have with this project.
Yes, the financial
Yeah,
risks are
we
very
talked
important.
about that, the penalty clauses and things to make sure that you don't squander this profit.
Yes.
Okay, so here we are.
There we are.
Here we are. Great, fantastic. I think that,
Well done, Tom.
now that the mediation is over, now we can start the debriefing session. Okay.
For me, it was very exciting. I felt very secure, and I think it's because of Tom too. It was very easy for me to open up during the private session.
What I found really interesting was the clarity, and I felt that I was able to communicate literally like he was just in front of me. My entire